Hey guys, welcome to Global Politics, Topic 1, Power and International Relations. Today we're going to be looking at framing global politics and specifically at what politics is, who does it, and what counts as a political issue. So firstly, what actually is politics? Politics is the way that countries are governed, the way that governments make rules and laws to manage the human society properly, and who and what influence these rules. So it's essentially about who has power, how they use it, and what impacts these uses have on our world. And who actually does politics? So political issues are all around us, and they don't just involve politicians. I want you guys to think and come up with 5 individuals or organizations and groups of people that you think actually do politics. So the first one on my list, I think this is fairly obvious, but it's states and governments. They do this by making laws, enforcing laws, and negotiating with other states and governments, coming up with agreements and contracts and resolutions for any conflict that's happening. The next one is international organizations, or IOs, and they coordinate global efforts and set international rules, for example, the United Nations or the UN, and how they have international law which applies to everyone. The next one is non-governmental organizations, or NGOs. They advocate for issues and can influence policies, which happens a lot, and these can even be common businesses around us that you wouldn't think of. The next one are intergovernmental organizations, or IGOs, and they help solve global problems and help different governments negotiate, for example, the EU, and they can also be focused on a specific region. Next, we have ordinary people. So this shows how really anyone can be involved in politics by voting or protesting or simply just raising awareness on a topic or conflict of political interest. And then we have social movements and resistance movements. So social movements are advocating for change in a non-violent way, whereas resistance movements advocate for change but are fighting against injustice in a more violent manner. Political issues. So what do you guys actually think a political issue is? A political issue is any situation or matter that deals with how power is distributed and how it operates within social organization. This can be extended to the different ways people think about and engage with matters that affect their lives, their communities, and the wider world. We encounter political issues on a daily basis through news, social media, education, simply just following the law, or just talking with friends on a daily basis. These are 5 political issues that I came up with that are currently occurring in our world today. So we have the Israel-Gaza conflict, the Russia-Ukraine war, gender inequality, global poverty, and climate change. We can see here how these conflicts all clearly have different scopes and affect different people. So I'll explain the scopes here. There are 6 different scopes from global to community, and these could also be called levels of analysis. So the first level of analysis, which is global, this is the widest one. So global political issues are events that have a long-term impact across the whole world and affect almost everyone. So this could be, for example, climate change, as that affects the world globally. The next one is international, and these are events that have implications for several countries, but not every single one, or else that would be global. The next one is regional, so events that impact a particular geographic region. For example, this could be the Middle East, or it could be a specific continent. The next one is national, so events that have an impact within the geographic boundaries of a particular country. So this could be, for example, an economic crisis, as that would affect the entire country. The next one is local, so events that have an impact in a certain area in a country, so for example, in a specific city. And then the next one is community. So events that impact an extremely specific area, so for example, a school or a village or a street. And these scopes help us categorize political issues and conflict affecting people. So all types of people are affected by conflict and political issues. All political issues actually involve people, and these can be categorized into actors and into stakeholders. Actors are those who have power to bring change. These can be from all scopes of analysis as long as one is exercising the power they have. So no matter the small difference that you are making, if you're acting up and raising awareness, then you are an actor, as long as you are trying your hardest and exercising the power that you have. Whereas a stakeholder are people who are not directly involved in the issue. They may not be aware of the issue, or they may just not have an interest in exercising their power or doing so. Or another factor is they may live in a society or situation where it's unsafe to openly seek change and advocate your political opinions. These are the people who don't take action, but they can actually still be affected by the political issue nonetheless. So these two categories, really everyone can be categorized into for every single conflict, whether you are actually acting up and trying to make a change, or you know about the conflict and are withholding your power. Thanks for watching.